industry that's forcing you to consider new options, like Tom, who was laid off after more than 2 decades as a newspaper reporter. You may, like Dan, have to fight back against misconceptions about you in order to succeed at your company. You may be looking to build new skills and explore new interests, like Karen, a corporate attorney who realized she desperately needed a change. This book is an invitation to ask what you want out of life. When should you reinvent yourself professionally? You're at a new phase in life and you want to be known for something different. You've been laid off and need to ensure you're in the best position possible to land a new job quickly. You want to move up in your company and you need to take control of your reputation. You've been trying to win a promotion, but feel you're being held back by misconceptions about what you're capable of. You'd like to move into a different area of your company, perhaps from legal to human resources or from sales to finance. You're just starting out in your career and haven't built up a powerful resume yet, so you need to find another way to stand out. You're changing careers and need to make a compelling case that your unusual background is an asset, not a liability. The perils of reinventing your personal brand. Hi, Dorie, read the message in my inbox from an executive I'd been hoping to interview for this book. I'd be happy to talk with you, but I'd prefer to remain anonymous. I'm afraid it might hurt my personal brand to be seen talking about my personal brand. His message was only half joking. I did eventually interview him. But it highlights an important truth. Again and again, as I've talked about the book in business school classrooms and corporate boardrooms across the country, I've heard from professionals who recognize the need to reinvent themselves, but still have qualms. Won't it look calculating to think too hard about my reputation? Shouldn't I just focus on doing good work? The idea that it's somehow sleazy to manage your reputation is, of course, what the anonymous executive who emailed me was getting at. We can all think of examples. I know one executive who is legendary for her ability, within minutes of meeting any new person, to inform him or her that she's the graduate of 2 Ivy League schools, drives a BMW, and makes 6 figures working in a prominent firm. Sometimes, if several months have elapsed and she's forgotten she's already met you, you'll get to hear her spiel again. No one likes her. I am in no way suggesting you should start spouting your credentials to passers-by or puffing up your resume. This book isn't about spin or presenting yourself as something you're not. It's not about foghorning your way into other people's consciousness and telling them how great you are. Instead, it's about taking control of your life and living strategically. Who do you want to be? And what do you need to do to get there? This is a book about defining your goals, working hard and ethically to get there, and then making sure that people notice once you do. I come from the world of media relations and marketing, so I'll admit I'm biased. But I've also seen firsthand that there are always plenty of talented, qualified people out there. If you aren't strategic about getting the word out in a thoughtful way that adds value, then other people will win the accolades instead of you. That's why, unfortunately, it's no longer possible to sit back and count on getting noticed for your hard work alone. Years ago, the successful Wall Street investor and former U.S. Treasury Secretary William Simon declared, "I have never been interested in merchandising myself or perpetuating a public image. Indeed, it is always difficult to ascertain just what your image is, and it is almost impossible to improve or diminish how people view you other than through direct personal contact. I simply work hard and try to be successful at what I do." Simon perfectly captures the classic upper-crust ethos that it's tacky to take an interest in anything so shallow as a mere image. And certainly, he's right that what matters are your actions and your character, rather than the spin you put on it. But his response, which may have been perfectly appropriate for a child of the Depression who died in 2000, just as the Internet era was rising, no longer makes sense for any professional who aspires to excellence. The idea that you can just keep your head down and work without any regard to office politics, for instance, has been thoroughly discredited. Just look at the